Hi, my name is Marissa Weber, and I'm going into secondary education social studies. My desire to be a teacher started while I was living out in California for 5 years. I worked in the entertainment industry, mostly behind the scenes, and then I went into some freelance work for myself. While working in the entertainment industry, it made me realize that there was a lot more to life than working 16 to 18-hour days, and the amount of money that was being spent on these commercials, music videos, and ad campaigns for a lot of high profile celebrities and huge corporations and labels made me again realize that this money could be more impactful towards our youth and in our urban communities. And with a lot of self reflection, it made me realize that I had five incredible teachers throughout my life that I didn't value at the time until I was in a situation where I had to self reflect into a new career. And that made me go into the education world, which is a little later than sooner, but while I had past experiences, all those experiences led me to where I am today with going into secondary social studies. How I will be a reflective teacher in my upcoming classroom is by reflecting every single day, or try to reflect every single day on all my 5 hours. And what I mean by that is, of course, go by my lesson plan and go by some abstract or concrete ideas. But if those ideas fall flat, or maybe I needed to prepare myself a little bit more, or my students brought up a lot more points that I didn't realize while I was preparing my lesson, to always critique myself in the most positive manner and don't be too hard on myself by beating myself up about, well, why didn't I think of that? And how come, I didn't do it this way? Because every day as a teacher, we are going to be learning along with our students. And I want my students to know that if I can positively reflect on myself each and every day with your curriculum and what you're expecting of me, I do expect the same with them to also reflect on their behavior, their mental state, their emotional state, the material that is at hand. Are they struggling? Is this too easy? Do they want a little bit more of a challenge? I want them to be open with me as well and reflect on the material that I give them. How I will become an innovator in my classroom is by thinking outside the box. Even though that term is very cliche, I still want to have my students and myself think outside this invisible box that sometimes puts constraints on us and sometimes holds us back. I will also be thinking of creating fundamental and exciting exercises by using the UDL framework, which I absolutely adore, excuse me. I will also give my students a choice in their projects and readings, lectures, and assignments to help them think a lot more critically, try to help them think more like an historian within certain content areas, topics, themes, chapters. I want to have my students have a say in how they want to learn a lot of the history um, that they will be a part of. So if they would like to bring more current events into the classroom, I would be all for that. And we could schedule a day and maybe, give it 30 to 45 minutes every week to try to compare and contrast that current event to what we are discussing and learning about currently within our state curriculum. I also want them to feel free to always ask questions, whether it be emailing me, talking to me before or after class, writing an anonymous question to me. I would like to have a question box in the classroom that can most definitely be anonymous, but they can put their name on it as well. And I will look at it every other day and try to fulfill my needs of my students. And I will also bring in a lot of their generational technology. So if there's applications, games, uh, you know, sharing applications that they want me to incorporate into my lessons, I would like to hear from them as well, because I know not everyone enjoys the more, basic and general applications like Kahoot, Lookit, Google Share, Jamboard, that there's a lot more um, opportunity for my teacher or for my students to help me as a teacher expand my innovations in the classroom. And lastly, my diversity and equity in the classroom will be brought in by allowing my students to help me decorate the classroom to represent their culture. And that could be through them bringing in a favorite item, through quotes, pictures, and materials that represent them as a human throughout their race, ethnicity, and as well culture. I do love the feeling of being the minority in my future classrooms because I have been the majority all my life, and I want to learn from how that affects a person, yet also helps me grow as an educator uh, by learning about different cultural, racial, and um, ethical boundaries. I will also allow my students to speak in their native language while working in group projects, but when presenting, they must submit in English so the whole class experiences their project thoroughly and firmly, and also fairly. I will bring equity into my classroom by ensuring every student comes to class prepared with the supplies they need. If they don't have something, I will partner with the school and try my best to. I will purchase something myself or partner with local organizations to help my students succeed under any circumstance that they have, and also reach out to their family to see if um, we can go 50-50 on something or vice versa. I don't mind investing in my student if their family doesn't mind investing in their child. I will also advocate for my students' education. And with that being said, I will ensure that they have the necessary tools to succeed in my classroom and with their other 5 teachers as well. I will never want my student to be seen as equal because that would be ignorant of me as an educator. I want all of them to feel that they have the same amount of equity in the classroom. And after all, I know from my past experiences that not everyone is similar, but everyone does deserve the same equity within their education, whether it be big or small. So thank you so much for letting me introduce myself. Again, my name is Marissa Weber, and I'm currently doing my pre-student teaching at the University High School Academy in Southfield, Michigan. And my mentor teacher is Mark Trexler. Thank you.